I am standing in one of the most tranquil places, I think, in Portland at Lan Su, and I'm here with Glenn. How are you, Glenn?
I'm doing great.
And we're going to talk today about several things. But first of all, we must mention that generally at this time of year, this place is just filled with blooms, and there's still some blooms happening, but it really bloomed much earlier, didn't it?
It did. I think the fact that we're in the city, we're walled in,
Yep.
typically spring starts early for that reason, but this year, exceptionally good, warm weather. So we've already seen quite a bit of a flower show.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that there's still, because the motto here is, it's never the same. It's always changing, and it really is, because looking around, you still see blooms, but you see such dramatic foliage, which is stunning.
Yeah, I think that's one of the strengths of this garden is you have such a diverse
Yes.
collection of plants. So different types of foliage, different types of bark, lots of ornamental qualities other than the flowers for these plants.
And two, another thing that I've always adored about this space in the inner city here is that you've got these beautiful house structures throughout the entire gardens, and it really lends itself to making you feel like even when you're inside the house, you're still in the garden, and you've got some examples of taking flowers inside to do that. So let's run over here to one of those buildings and look at that, shall we?
Great.
Now, Glenn, we are standing in the boathouse, and I love that this is really just a very simple arrangement.
Yeah, I think one of the great aspects of these buildings is you can do floral arrangements and sort of bring the outside in.
Yeah.
This is just a nice Chinese vase, and we've got some irises, which aren't Chinese, but they're certainly in bloom and gives the feeling of, springtime.
Well, and two, with all of the structures, there's so many windows that even when you're inside one of the buildings, you can't help but everywhere you turn, look outside and see nature and the garden. So it really still feels like you're in it.
Right. I think these gardens traditionally were spaces that were very much a part of the garden.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a true separation.
Now, in the month of May, you have a, what do you call it, a bloom festival?
At the end of the month, we do this cut flower display of all peonies.
Nice.
And peonies are, of course, a Chinese flower, one of the most beloved.
Yep.
And it will really feel like a garden inside.
And you're going to fill up the main house with just all kinds of cut peonies.
Thanks to, the Northwest Peony Society that donates a lot of these blooms, we can put hundreds even in one room.
That's going to be amazing. And the funny thing about flowers is they may come and go at different times of the year, but there's always something in bloom here, not only at Lan Su, but in the Northwest.
That's right. It's really a four-season garden. Some of our most fragrant plants that bloom in the winter.
Yeah. Well, for more information on this event that's coming up in May, you can go to gardentime.tv. You can also, we'll click you over to the Lan Su website and see all of the events that are happening out here at this beautiful garden. Glenn, it is always a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you.